everyone, and welcome to the January plan with me. We are a little bit late. I'm still waiting on maybe 2 or 3 orders. For some of you, this is an interesting turn of events. This is actually the 2026 weekly task notebook with a Monday start. Very different from what I'm accustomed to. I am a Sunday start for the month kind of girl. Weekly start, preferably on a Monday. But here I am with a notebook that is completely different from what I've shown you over the past few years in my quilted agenda. I still have it. We are going to jump into that after my orders come in. That's why you haven't seen it. But here we are, January plan with me. Let's see how different this is for all of us. If you haven't taken a look at what this particular notebook has in store, in the 2026 planner prep video, you definitely get to see more comparisons, mainly between older planner inserts and what this one has. The first thing that you'll notice is the paper color is different. This is more of an eggshell color, so that is something different. We can do a mini flip here. This is my, well, if you know, you know. So let's move on. Here we are. This is the January section, but we're going to work on the goals at a glance. I named it goals at a glance because it's similar to the year at a glance and the month at a glance, where you just get the overview. And I think that that is something that, especially for January, it's good to look at what did you say you wanted to do this year and how can we get there? I do have pen on my hand and I'm already committed, so let's just get this going. I could jot down what I'm thinking here, and I think I should, to make sure that I have it the way that I actually want it. Don't think I want it to be more of a checklist on this particular page. I think that your planner is ever changing, ever evolving. It's always being updated. So I don't think this has to be an area where I'm constantly revisiting it to update it. I think I need to just review it. I have improved health, improved financial responsibility or responsibilities. Do I have space? Look away right now. I don't have space. Okay, that was terrifying. And this year, I've also decided that I am not going to stress myself out about, what is the lighting doing? Okay. I am not going to stress myself out about making it look a certain way. And when I say that, I mean, I don't have to have the cutest one-liners here, okay? I just want it to make sense to me. So me putting back to philanthropy, that's really it. I don't need it to say expanding my efforts throughout the community. Man, I'm going back to philanthropy. I enjoy doing it. I want to get back to it. And as the days or weeks go by, we can narrow down what I mean by this. But for the goals at a glance, it's a glance. It's not to be detailed. It's not to be very descriptive. That means the same thing. What am I going on about? Anyway, relearn. You see how my handwriting's changing because I'm rushing through it so that I can really get it in the planner finally. I have what, 2 more? And I'm putting church time because the church that I prefer, it's not exactly close to me. And I think that that is something to note, that when you're picking a church home, typically you would want something fairly close to your home and you can build community within that church. When I first moved here, I was visiting. I was on a visiting rampage. I was here, there, and everywhere, around the corner, down the street, up the road, and I just was not feeling at home. I felt like even though the congregations were older, it terrified me a little bit because it felt like here comes fresh young meat in here that can carry the church on for the next 50 years, and I didn't like that kind of pressure. And I'm also not a Southern Baptist, so some of the traditions that I just fell into as a visitor, I felt so uncomfortable because I didn't know about certain traditions. I didn't know that when it was time for offering or tithe, depending on, you know, what you're doing, the whole pew had to get up. This is at one particular church. The whole pew had to get up and walk to the front of the pulpit and then they had to walk back to their pew. I didn't know the rules. And when I walked back, my row was not walking with me because there was a particular way that you walked around. And I never went back out of just embarrassment. Anyway, but I said all that to say, I ended up finding a church that I really do like. I have not become a member because, you know, I just needed time. It's not even close to where I live. That's the other piece of it, which I don't like that part of it. So the church time might be a Zoom time. You get what I'm saying? I want this to be on the actual notes page across from January, simply because I think that for the month of January, everyone is really talking goals, aspirations, motivation, all sorts of things. And it's good to have it that close together where it's quite visible. And we are a few days into the new year and it feels like we need to get started for February, okay? That's how it's feeling. Very crazy. So I'll be back and then we'll talk about what my goals section will look like. We have had months upon years of the goals section looking the same. I've done slight revisions, but nothing too crazy. And hopefully it still resonates with some people that enjoy when I do that area. All right, perfect. Now, how is it the same person did both of these, yet this one looks smaller? And responsibilities is still kicking me. Like I can't get it any smaller to look like everything else. We're moving on. Here we have the January section. We have made it Happy New Year. For those that have been here before, you know that I use the 8 pillars of wellness to help categorize what I want for the month. And this is what we were working with last year and maybe even the year before, if I'm not mistaken. These are the pillars. And for those that would like to use them, please feel free to use them. It makes sense. But I think for this year, I wanted to change up the category names a little bit. Some of the pillars felt a little bit redundant, while others felt disconnected from me as a person, but still functional, right? I didn't want to use these again moving into this year. And I think that what I've come up with the help of the internet, this is what we're going to use. I don't like how the table might be the reason. If you saw the planner prep, you know what this page is, but I'm just gonna put it under here because I don't want my pages to be all messy. Why am I nervous to write in this finally? Am I scared? A little bit. Oh my gosh, there's no turning back. I can't turn back. Oh gosh, I'm being so dramatic. So, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the real challenge. I gotta hold my breath. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and break down the first 4. Believe, think, create, communicate. You see how communicate almost didn't make it. Anyway, for believe, I'm thinking that's where all of these spiritual goals would go for the month. In relation to the goals at a glance, this would be where my Bible reading would go. And here I'm going to put the 2 books of the Bible that I would like to read. I say that I don't have a lot of time to do everything all the time, but if one of my life goals is to be a wife and a mother and so on, I need to make time, because the way that I observed my mother in her natural mother habitat, you have a lot of things to do, lady. 3 kids, work full time, went back to school, cooked every week. I cleaned every week. It is sick. And then to think of my father, a man, like a real man. Your wife said she wants to go back to school to pursue her dream of being an educator. You took on another job so that she could quit her job and go back to school. So you were working 2 jobs. She is striving in school, and you have kids that still have volleyball, still have saxophone lessons, dance, cheer, basketball. My parents, and if I even have a dollop of energy and motivation and drive as they did, I can do all things. So I said all that to say kudos to my parents. And for believe, I have 1 to 2 books of the Bible. I have not even started yet. We're almost 2 full weeks into the year. I need to pick up the pace and set a timer. Oh, and there is a screenshot that I want to share. Okay, The name is in it. Okay, perfect. So this is a screenshot that I got. You see the date. I've had it a while. This is a breakdown of the books of the Bible and how long it would take in minutes or hours. I don't know. Can you see that? I'm hoping you can see that without any glares or anything. And this is from the Daily Grace Co. The name is at the very bottom. And I've had this screenshot because to me, it is perfect. Thank you. And I used it when I started last year, but of course I didn't follow through. But I am really going to be using this a lot more. For Think, this is where the intellectual growth would come in. Right now, I am working on chess as something that I want to relearn. I know the basics of chess, right? I know how all of the pieces move in terms of tactics and strategy and sheer execution. I play as a more defensive player, whereas some people are more aggressive to the point where I scream because, oh my gosh, you are really trying to kill me. You're really trying to kill me. So I would like to improve my chess knowledge and decision making and see where that takes me. And then for Create, this is my creative expression. Piano, something that I would like to relearn. I took piano lessons when I was younger, did my recitals and everything, didn't pick it back up when I moved to Florida. I would like to pick it back up. For Communicate, this is where my language learning is. I am working on numbers, days of the week, months of the year for Mandarin. And for Spanish, I'm just improving on what I've learned in school so that I can be a better Spanish speaker. I think my pronunciation is really good in terms of formulating sentences and having a conversation. I am 3 years old and I don't like that. I think I want to do boxes. And I'm going to separate them because what if I do one and not the other? So imagine if I just put one bullet point and said, read and study Ezra and Judges. What if I only do one? So do I just cross off one? No, I'm gonna do boxes. I don't think I like how big I wrote, but that's okay. I'm going to put play 10 rapid games, which, oh my gosh. I'm breaking out in hives just thinking about it. Let me not say hives. Moving on, and you know, this is actually where my reading is going to go as well. I know that some people think that fictional reading is not real reading. I think that that is a bit dense because you know that I'm reading the words on the page. What do you mean it's not real reading? Are the words not on the page? Like reading is reading is reading is reading. And if I'm reading fiction, that means that I am thinking critically, because if these two people are having miscommunication and they clearly have feelings for each other, they're going above and beyond for each other, I think I am thinking critically that they're in love. Therefore, am I not reading and understanding the dynamics of a relationship? Get out of here. Fiction is reading. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm off my soapbox. Read. What's going on with my writing today? How I wrote that makes it. I'm just upset with my writing right now. So for Create, learn piano basics. And by learn, even though we know it's relearning, we have to start as if we've never seen it before. So the piano keys, hand placement, and warm-ups, all of that. And then practice a piece, a very short piece. Hot cross buns might be the move. I don't know, we'll see. I think that's how I'm gonna do it for Communicate. For Spanish, I think I'm just going to put, I don't know if this is a thing, but this is what I'm putting, sentence building. We don't care about it being cute. We care about it being on the paper and the things getting checked off. Can we do that? Are we doing that? That's where I'm at with it. Once I started writing all big and wide, I gave up on it being cute. The next four, I have move, give, sustain, and build. Why am I writing like this is my first day with a pen in my hand? Like, am I okay? You would think. It's my first day out here. It's not. There we go. Move is where my physical health or activities will go. Now, I had in my mind 14 workouts for the month. I've only had one because I was under the weather. And if you hear any commotion, the trees are going crazy outside. I've only had one real workout. I think today will make 2, but I have enough time in the month to get the other workouts in. But man, that first workout told me about myself. It told me about myself and I felt it for days. That stretch was crazy. 14 at-home workouts. I have 2 weeks. I'm being ambitious, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. This is where service and any impact on the community will go. Thinking about my philanthropic efforts, this is that area here. At first, when I was doing this, I'm thinking about donating to different areas and that falls under finance, but then I didn't want to put it under anything financial because to me, that didn't make any sense. My mom is calling. I'll be back. We're back. I didn't want to come back with nothing updated, so I filled out the rest of it so that we can talk through it. Under give, I have donate to Science ATL and donate to FAM. Not FAM like family, but FAM like FAMU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, where I graduated from on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. Right. Okay. I have Science ATL here because that's an organization, nonprofit, that I found while doing my searches last year, and I like what they stand for. I like what they do. And then I noticed that there's a familiar name on the board. It's my sister-in-law. I did not know she was a part of this. She's into a lot of things. I just haven't caught up, and I want to continue to donate to them. I also want to find an event that they have that I'm able to actually go to and dedicate some time. But because some of the events are either during the week while I'm working, it's a little tricky. We'll see how that goes. Donate to FAM. I have certain alma mater alumni goals that I want to reach, and it's going to start with the smallest of donations. And when I say small, when I donate to FAMU, I need to start with $18.87. If you know, you know. And then it will gradually increase. Sustain, this is where my finance related things will go. Why didn't I put check-in on the same line? I don't know, but we're here now. And meal prep. Why do I have meal prep under a finance related category? Because when you meal prep, you are preparing your grocery budget in a sense, and you're also saving time when you're preparing your meals, and you're not wasteful. So you're not spending on more groceries because you're not wasting the food that you didn't prepare. So I feel like meal prep falls in this sustain space for a multitude of reasons. Build. Stop working after hours. Listen, the amount of days out of weeks, out of months, out of last year that I was at that computer at the dead of night, I have to get back in the habit of thinking I'm in the office, because that is the high and low of working from home. You can start a little bit earlier, you can leave a little bit later, but that leaving later gets later and later and later. And if I had the mindset of my workday ends at 4:30, then maybe, just maybe, I would be able to get more done throughout the day if I'm thinking the cutoff is 4:30. No, you're not going to stay an extra 15 minutes to finish up this other thing. Then it turns into 6 o'clock. Like, no, we are ending the workday when the workday ends, and that's 4:30. Okay? It's going to be difficult at first, but we're going to try. And write my grad statement. I don't know. We'll see what I come up with, but it better be convincing to the point where you let me in. We have some important dates. New Year's Day, I had the day off. That's when my reading for 2026 started, and I'm on my way. Anyway, doctor's appointment on the 7th. Interesting appointment. This was my first time visiting an allergist. I've never been to one when I had that allergic reaction in November. So we still don't know what it is, guys. We've done the blood work, we've done the test, and it's coming up idiopathic. So just wanted to share that with you, that we still don't know. Next, Shelly's birthday was on the 8th. I had a swollen face from that reaction. I don't even know what it is, because we are convinced, allergists included, that it's not food related. And I'm sharing this with you because I don't know if anyone else has come across this, but the blood work is coming back normal for a gang of tests, like a lot of tests. I will be monitoring whatever triggers the same feelings that I had when it first started, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was asleep when it first started. Then I thought it was sleep apnea. So when my family came to visit during the Christmas holiday, they're like, no, you're sleeping normally. I don't know. And that's where we are with it. So I couldn't attend Shelly's birthday dinner because my face was swollen. I felt like Martin when he was in the ring with Tommy the Hitman Hearn. Like, not that crazy. It was just on one side, but it was scary enough. Shelly had karaoke night the day after her birthday, and that was a time I didn't do a song because I was still feeling the effects of whatever's going on with me. So there's a little shortness of breath. Weird. It's the weirdest thing. Mom's birthday is on the 14th. Today we need to order the flowers. They need to be delivered at the school. You know how I get down about my mom's flowers. I love delivering the flowers to her school. And for the priorities, even though all of these, listen to what I'm saying, even though all of these are of priority status, let's just really get into top 4. I would say top 5, but I'm not moving that sticky note. I'm going to be honest with you. Read Ezra, because Why can't I take 40 minutes to read Ezra? 14 workouts, 1 down, 13 to go. We have more than 14 days left in the month, so I should be able to execute that. Grad statement, I know how to write paragraphs. Why can't I finish this before the month ends and read 4 books? I'm here to tell you, I'm 3 books in. As of last night, I finished my 3rd book. Kind of on my way a little bit, kind of. Until we get down here. Look at this. Just look at this. Blank. Blankety blank, blank, blank. Tuesday, I had that reaction to my face. Wednesday, the allergist, blood draw, tired, just tired. New prescription, tired, tired, tired. So even though this was my last sticky note from Mochi Things because I'm waiting for them to restock, I think these are stocked, but I want to add more to the order. I'm going to be documenting somewhere else, and then when I get the new sticky notes, I'll add them in. But this is what I want my habit tracker to look like. Cleaning routine. Listen, I'm not going to check this unless I'm actually following along with the routine. Cleaning is getting done, not routinely. Finance check-in, I did some checking in so that I can prepare for the first paycheck in January, but I need to revisit. Language learning, it has been actually more than this. I did review, I don't think I did any on Friday or Saturday. And then piano practice, as you can see, not a key has been touched. Workout, mobility, that Sunday workout threw me for a loop. It did what it needed to do, actually. Next, here is our month at a glance. You see that my 3 main things: order my mom's flowers, Shelly's birthday event, which was karaoke night, and then the doctor's appointment on the 7th. So I got lucky because there was availability with the allergist on the 7th. So the main thing was getting the day off, which I ended up getting. So that was really good. I'm going to use this as my day off identifier. This is actually a page pen from Cloth and Paper. I believe it's the Avant-Garde page pen, which comes in a set. And I only have maybe 3 or 4 left, but I don't plan on taking any more time off of work unless it's another doctor's appointment that I'm able to snag. Dentist, eye doctor, primary care. If I can squeeze any of those in January, I'm definitely gonna take it. We also see that I was able to upload a video on the 8th. I did upload one on the 4th as well. So this is what it looks like. I'm not really sure how I'm going to move around with using the monthly. I think events as well as appointments, documenting when I'm uploading videos. Paydays are of importance, obviously, but I don't really know what else. So let me just put it in here. Order mom's flowers, and okay, because I'm on a mission to use as many stickers as I can. I think I'm going to use these. These are the mini dots, tiny dots, excuse me. Sweet Caress Designs Tiny Dots in Nutmeg. I think when the paper is of this eggshell beige color, I need to use warmer toned stickers. So I'm not really going to be using ash or stone that much moving forward. I am waiting on my order to come in with some stickers that are more fitting for the planner. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and use these for when I actually complete my workouts, as I said I would. I think I've had these so long that it's hard for the stickers to come off the paper, and maybe it was just the batch that I got. Holy moly, donut shop. I got it. Took me a while. So that workout that I did was on the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Right here. Can we please? Okay. Jeez Louise. There we go. There it is. 1. That's not funny. That's not funny. I can check it off because I did attend. Here we go. Here we go. This is where I want to do like a mini breakdown of the vision I have for what I'm creating or presenting on YouTube. And this is just what I have so far. I have the rebuild, which we talked about, the planner clear out, we talked about new items, which is this planner. the breakdown quarterly and so on. That's what we talked about in the 2026 planner prep. For the reading goals or the reading plan, I couldn't decide if I wanted them to be goals or plans because I'm not really saying I'm going to read 50 books by the end of the year. I'm not really setting it out like that. So I felt like this was a more fitting title, reading plans. Gifting yourself after accomplishing something, my never-ending TBR, a book bingo situation that I made myself, this page that I talked about earlier where you had to be there. You just had to be there. Anyway, I have financial overview or finance overview. The names of these videos might change depending on the information I'm presenting and how it flows in the video. But for the most part, this is my initial thought of the videos. This paper underneath looks so insane. Am I sorry about it? No, I'm not. I don't want to mess up my planner. I just got it. Please. Listen, when you're writing in your planner, you need to be quiet because if you're anything like me, let me misspell something, let me write something wrong, let me write something that doesn't fit somewhere, I'm losing it. I'm screaming. That's when I have to mute the audio. I said all that to say, I'm about to be quiet. And I'm renaming this, even though this says finance overview, it's really going to be a financial reset. I know I'm not in frame. Give me a minute. We need to talk about the annual, see, I started talking. Let me shut up. Let me shut my mouth. All right. That's what we have so far. For January, we're talking about the goals, the new categories, and progress. And why I have progress on here, simply because we're already almost 2 weeks into the year. So there are things that have already happened. So the progress is being made, probably not as quickly as I would like, but progress nonetheless. So that's why I put it like that. I have a lot of things that I need to film, by the way. I'm going to try a weekly plan with me. I'm not doing anything, okay? So I don't know what the week will hold. I am creating a progress report for myself. I have not been sticking with what I've said, so I need to report on my progress. So that's what I have for the weekly plan with me, and it doesn't stop there, folks. I don't really get a ton of views on my reading vlog. I would like to, but I also know I'm not doing it simply for the views, but to promote the authors that I'm reading from. But I would like to find more people that read the books that I read so that we can have those conversations about the books. But if not, it's fine. The videos are there for whenever the people that are looking for them, they will find them. And I think today I'm baking cinnamon rolls, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but we'll see. And that's really what I care about for the workday in my life, improving my productivity, being more efficient with my time, my start time, end time, my 8 areas here, how I can get something done from each of them throughout the work week while doing good work. So that's what I think this is a lofty goal, but so far we have 2 already filmed, edited, and posted. We have 1 being filmed right now, and that will go up. I didn't have enough space. That's not the point. I have to be very careful because the pages are not as thick as an insert. You hear that? How weighty that is? Not much going on there. So when I put a sticky note or a sticker on one of the pages, I put the $ in the wrong spot because I'm getting used to Monday start. It took the whole page. Took the whole page with the little $. I panicked. Imagine you start your January plan with me and it's a hole in the middle. That's where we were going with it. But I used my double-sided tape and I just kind of pasted down where the issue was. Some of you might not have even seen that, but now that you know, don't tell anyone else. Don't. This is going to be my language learning takeaways for the month. Do they look like L's or do they look like D's? Do they look like little fish? The world may never know. The sun is going absolutely crazy right now. I don't have much to report, but what I'm going to do is make this area Mandarin section. Can we admit my handwriting goes a little bit crazy? You know what I mean? Like I can switch it up, but we're always gonna do all caps. always. And I need more Mandarin help, so I'm just gonna put Spanish down here. How are we feeling? I feel good about this. So we did the goals at a glance, which is an overview of what you're hoping for the year. And then January is where we break that down a little bit so that all areas on the goals list are met. So a little bit more specific here, we'll see where the month goes. There it is. And language learning. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me. We can really get into the planner finally. Hopefully your January is not passing you by like it feels like it is for me. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.